Welcome to the DKO Noob-Proof God Guide for Izanami, the Japanese matron of the dead. I'll be going over her mechanics, her combos, and what she brings to a team. I'll also cover her abilities, talents, and provide tips you'll be able to apply in your next match. Feel free to skip to any part of this video that fits your needs. Roll the intro.
Izanami.
Izanami is quick, aggressive, and precise. Equipped with a stealth, projectile, a dash, and a fear, she excels at closing the distance between herself and her target at extreme speeds. Strong in single combat, she will frighten any opponents who dare challenge her in the dark. Ability number 1. Fade. Izanami leaps into the air. Upon landing at the selected area, she disrupts and deals damage to nearby enemies, becoming invisible. She will retain the invisibility until the time expires, she attacks, or is dealt damage. Ability number 2. Seeking Sickle. Izanami throws her sickle like a boomerang, dealing damage and disrupting opponents on both the initial throw and the return path. Ability number 3. Lunging Cleave. Izanami scampers forward, lashing out damage to enemies caught and finishing with a heavy knockback. Ability number 4. The Ultimate. Spectral Projection. Izanami sends out a spectral projection of herself. The projectile moves forward in a line, damaging and applies fear to opponents it passes through, forcing them to run away from the projection. Upon reaching its maximum travel distance, hitting an obstacle, or activating the ability again, the projectile will explode, damaging and fearing opponents hit for a short duration. Talents enable gods to be flexible and can influence your own style of play, giving your character some personality with up to 3 different loadouts. Divine Traits, obtained through God Pass level 0, 7, and 16. Frantic Volleys. This trait encourages an aggressive, in-your-face style of play. The more you melee an opponent, the more often you'll get your long-range projectile and ultimate ability off cooldown. Double-Edged Sickle. A double-edged sword. This trait gives Izanami increased knockback to opponents when her vulnerability is high, but also increases her own knockback. Great tool for long-duration matches like Arcade. Alone in the Dark. This trait may not be very effective in Arcade, but is highly effective in 1v1 matches. It increases all knockback Izanami deals to her opponent throughout the entire match. Minor Traits. Obtained through God Pass level 0, 1, 3, 9, and 14. Slicing Sickle. Increases sickle damage. Great when combined with Frantic Volleys for the reduced cooldowns on Seeking Sickle. Siphon Life. Damaging feared enemies provides healing. Ambush. Hitting an enemy while stealth increases ultimate charge. Combined with Sneaky, this trait is highly effective in every mode. To the Underworld. All knockouts reduce your ability cooldowns by 1 second. Useless in 1v1 due to the round resets after every knockout, but greatly valued in 3v3 Arcade. Terrifying. Increases the fear duration, for easy follow-up on Spectral Projection. Sneaky. Increases stealth duration and gain movement speed boost while stealth. Highly effective in every mode for various reasons. The increased movement speed helps to reposition, grab coins around the map, run away with the oddball, and chase opponents. The increased stealth duration is excellent for repositioning too. Invisible pressure for your opponents, and great when combined with Ambush. Encroaching Doom increases knockback on crowd control enemies, a tool that's more valued with teammates with crowd control, as Spectral Projection only comes around every so often. Greater Blessing. Obtained through God Pass level 15, Izanami's Revenge. Knocking out enemies provides healing. Great tool for 3v3 Arcade, but useless in 1v1 due to the round reset after every knockout. Lesser Blessing. Obtained through God Pass level 5 and 12. Killing Blow. Held heavy attacks deal increased knockback to enemies above 100%. Sharpened Sickle. All forms of hits, attacks, and abilities deal 1 extra damage. Tip number 1. Stealth. Izanami's first ability, Fade, is her best recovery tool. It also grants her stealth, enabling her to reposition secretly. The timer is quite long, especially in combination with the talent Sneaky. Using this to stress out and pressure your opponent, waiting for them to make a mistake first to then engage will provide you with the first strike advantage. Tip number 2. Sickle. Izanami's second ability, Seeking Sickle, is a great poking tool. The projectile returns like a boomerang, an excellent way to start off a combo or disrupt and counter an opponent's engagement onto you. It can be used to peel opponents off your allies from a distance, giving them some breathing room. Tip number 3. Scamper. Izanami's third ability, Lunging Cleave, is a great engaging tool. It's fast and has priority over the majority of light attacks and heavy attacks, which makes it great at disrupting enemies, giving them little time to react. Over 100% near the edge is almost always a confirmed knockout. Baiting out your opponent's dodge before engaging will help in landing this ability immensely. Tip number 4. Spectral Projection. Izanami's ultimate ability, Spectral Projection, is a great disrupting tool. It fears enemies long enough to land a held heavy attack and knock out anyone above 100%. Using it near ledges or while an enemy is in the air will force them to fall to their demise. This ability also provides a short duration heavy armor during casting. This is a great way to counter opponents engaging onto you and strike back with a vengeance. Tip number 5. Spike. Izanami's air heavy attacks spikes enemies downwards, a very good tool to eliminate or throw opponents in a disadvantaged position. By landing the air light first, allows Izanami to confirm air heavy attack without major repercussions. Tip number 6. Map Control. Being in control of your positioning is a crucial part of gaining advantage. Izanami's Seeking Sickle and Spectral Projection are very practical in trapping opponents into corners, enabling you to close in on your opponent with Lunging Cleave or Fear into a free held heavy attack. Tip number 7. Arcade. Izanami, aside from her ultimate ability, lacks any kind of zoning tool. In game modes like King of the Hill, she is better at keeping an opponent occupied than focusing on the objective itself. She is fast, giving her some advantages in Coin Blitz and Oddball. Her sickle is also a good tool for poking an oddball carrier or disrupting an opponent attempting to retrieve it. She is better at protecting the carrier than actually carrying the oddball herself due to her quick engaging tools like her dash that knocks opponents away. I hope this video proved useful and that you'll be able to apply what you learned in your next match. If you enjoyed the content, let me know in the comments below. You can also follow me on Twitter or join the Cabbage Corp Discord down in the description below, where we share Smite knowledge and cabbages. Thanks for watching, and see you all on the battleground.